Welcome back to Switch Life Garage. I'm Caleb, and today we're working on the F250. Reason why I'm working on the F250 today is because I'm from Texas, and everybody be whipping the truck down here. No, I'm just kidding. The reason why I'm working on it is because it's in a condition on where I can't drive it, and I prefer to drive the truck. It's just overall the best vehicle that you could drive, especially a diesel truck. They'll go forever and last forever. So the issue I'm having is with the shifter assembly. It's not going into park, and to be quite honest, for quite a while I always had problems with it. You know, just the shifter overall being sloppy, and it's not marking correctly on the cluster, like reverse park, where the shift marker will usually move side to side, you know, whenever you shift gears. And we've always just kind of dealt with it over the years, but now it's finally to the point of where it can't even go into park, and it makes it an issue where you can't even drive this car because you can't put it into park and it'll just start rolling away. Yes, you do have the parking brake, but to be quite honest, our parking brake is pretty messed up. And yeah, so when you put it down to the ground, it doesn't want to come up. You got to really tug on it for it to come back up. That's another issue I need to fix, but as for right now, just really need to work on this shifter assembly. I know many Ford owners are probably having the same issue, probably have been dealing with this for over the years as well, and just, you know, never dealt with it because as well they thought the you know, maybe the shifter cable was stretching or whatever the issue may be, is because, you know, I thought of the same things as well. So let me show you guys what the issue is. Well, let me turn on the key, but it won't go into park, and which is an issue because you don't want the truck rolling. And also I have to fix the emergency brake because it's sticking and won't come back up, but it won't go into park. And plus, if you're like me, I was needing to pump gas to get home, and I couldn't put it in park to pump gas, so I had to get a fire extinguisher and push the seat all the way up to be holding on the brake while I pump gas. So diesel, to be more specific. Anyways, I'm going to show you guys how to fix this issue. I know a lot of Fords have this issue because they use the same mechanism. So first thing I gotta do is take this column apart, and most likely going to take off this dash panel to have some room to work on everything. Let's get started. So far what's been done is I took out the radio, took out the dash panel, you know, took off a few plugs, the key, you know, you gotta take off the tilt as well, that just screws out. The key just has a little check ball, you have to have the key in there, and let me show you right here. It has a check ball, you gotta push that while you pull out with the key, pulls right out. And then you can take off the upper panel, and there it is, you know, but you drop it down. There's some 1/2-inch nuts here. There, one would be right there, the other one would be right there, and as well a third one, I don't know if you guys can see it right there. And then it drops the steering column, then allows you enough room to get to the mechanism for the shifting. These bushings are all chewed up, and they're not even where they're supposed to be, so that causes slop, as you can see. But obviously I already loosened these here. They don't have much pressure on them, I mean much torque. You know, you got to remember all this is aluminum, so save that. Bushings as well. That one's very chewed up. You can already see it. But you have to disconnect your overdrive. You disconnect the overdrive, just lift up on the tab. As you can tell, this over here, that's what broke. I don't know if you guys can see it yet. Let me go ahead and get this out for you. I have to disconnect the shifting cable down there. I don't know if you can see it right there. Let me disconnect it real quick. Alright, so you disconnect that cable by pulling off on it. Then you undo this bracket. And let's get this out the way. Here's the part. See the busted up bushings? They're torn up. You see where it broke right here. Unable to shift and to park. There's the broken part. There's the lever, the shift lever, and then here you got a new part. I only paid like 32 bucks for it online. Dorman 905 102. There it is right there. Comes with new bushings. All new part. But first I need to clean up the shift column. I'm gonna really spend some time and clean up all this grease and dirt that's in here before I install the new parts, and I'll put some new grease in here, but get this all nice and clean. Alright, so it's cleaned up for the most part. Put some grease on the the joints. Some lithium grease, white grease, just so everything is working smoothly. Cleaned around the switches and stuff, so everything's all clean, good to go. Now just got to get the part ready and to slap on. Alright, so here's the new shifter assembly here. Everything's in, greased up. And a problem I had here, I had to get a Dremel and make this hole bigger so the pin could fit. Now it fits. I also had to take off this little piece, almost left it. I don't know if it goes this way or the other way, but I'll find out. And everything's on here, greased up, ready to go, fitting like it should, bolted. You don't want to tighten these too much. It's aluminum, it'll probably break if you tighten it too much. A little bit of lithium grease on there. Gonna go ahead and install this back into the truck. Okay, so I have everything on here bolted up. These are all greased up, tightened as well in the back. And there's actually 3 bolts. You see one here, and then another one. That's the sensor for the transmission for when you switch gears. And so that was a little bit difficult, but I just put the bolts through at first. Just took everything off, put bolts through, and then just set it on there because it was just a little difficult. I mean, when you guys do it, you'll probably understand. But everything is greased up. This fit, the pin fit in here for the shifter. And so I just need to throw it back up, tighten it up, put the 3 1/2-inch nuts on it. Okay, so the top cover panel, column panel is in. I cleaned it up as well. For the gear indicator, this wire right here needs to be connecting onto this little metal rod. It has like a hook, so you just got to get it back on there. And you could adjust it as well, because let me put the key in here. Oh, this is also how you know it's working. I already adjusted it, so it's in park, reverse, neutral, drive, second, and then first. But I mean, everything's pretty on point, so it's pretty good. I didn't put the boot back on here, so it's just open, but that's okay because the boot is pretty torn. Take a look at it. Yeah, that's trash. Need to get another one later on. So there it is, the lower panel put in, the steering wheel tilt. Now, like I said, don't have the little boot here because it's torn, but it shifts fine. Everything's right on point. Everything been adjusted. It's all good to go, really. So there it is. It wasn't that bad. Pretty cheap to do, and real nice firm shifts and consistent, accurate, no wobble in the shifter. So hopefully this video really helped you guys out. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. And as well, subscribe if you're not subscribed. You know, I work on all types of cars, so you never know what you might see as far as modifications, just repairs, whatever, you know, whatever I get myself into. But one thing that I can say is just make sure everything is all greased up, lubed up, you know, because it doesn't get much movement, but there is some movement on there, so you want to make sure it lasts as long as possible. And now the shifter is really firm, really nice, real direct, and I'm really satisfied on what I had done. To be quite honest, should have done this years ago, a long time ago, because now it really makes the truck feel a lot better. You just feel more confident, and it feels like better quality truck overall. I know it may seem like just a bit weird just for the shifter assembly, but trust me, all the little details matter. Only thing I can say about the part I bought, I mean, it is produced by Dorman. It's just the aftermarket part, you know, aftermarket brand. And the part overall was pretty quality. It's pretty much the same exactly as the Ford one, just except for that pinhole. I had it enlarge a little bit. I know for some people it may be a bit of a hassle, but for me it really wasn't. You know, I have the tools available for me, so just keep that in mind. And as I stated, I only paid about $32 for the part with shipping and everything. I believe other people said from the dealership you would pay about $75 for the same part. So if you want to spend the extra money just to have everything, you know, correct and not have to do any type of modification, then go ahead and do so. I certainly understand. I as well like to buy OEM parts, but for this, it just really wasn't worth it for me. Well, that's the only thing I have to say about the part that I had bought. But alright guys, thank you for viewing this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.